Happy Thursday. Okay, so I'm in the Pongo River and I'm headed for my anchorage in the Alligator River before the Alligator Swing Bridge. On my way to Coinjock and then on my way to Norfolk, Virginia. So I just left. Anchor's away at 10:30 this morning. So it is 11:08. I am out in the Pongo River on the ICW right now. And I have got the autopilot set at 89 degrees. We have apparent wind of 14.4 and we are doing 4.6. So I'm not doing real fast. I'm just, taking my time right now. Seas aren't too bad in here. Little choppy. Wind is out of the east. Maybe northeast. So, yeah. So we are going. I'm going to jump out here in a minute and just let you get a view while we're on autopilot. All right, I'm going to turn you around. And I am using the new GoPro. I also found out I had 2 brand new batteries now in my little stash where I keep all my cameras and GoPro and all that stuff. There's package 2 brand new batteries. So I must have got it when I got the deal at 50% off when we bought this new GoPro. So I don't know how the wind's going to do with this buffering, but I also got my speaker if I need it. But yeah, so that's Belhaven back there. And we're headed up through there. There's a cut and a channel that we're going to be going through. And over there. So there we are. We're going. We left today. I'm going to hit some storms. I'll have storms in Belhaven. So I'm still on anchor there. So it doesn't make any difference. I'll be anchor over here or I'll be at Coinjock at the dock when they hit. Hopefully I'll be tomorrow afternoon. There's supposed to be storms coming in and hopefully I'll be at Coinjock before that hits. I'm hoping to pull up anchor by 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 as soon as the sun breaks and I can see. And then I'm going to head out there, I hope. All goes well. All right, we'll catch you on the other side here. I'll do some recording video within the channel. It's really narrow, so that's why it's called the canal. All right, talk to you later. All right, we're back. Just to tell you that we are in the Pongo River. Pongo River or Pongo Alligator River Canal. So that's where we are. We just entered it. We are doing 6.0 knots over ground. And we're doing 5.1 through the water. So don't have too much of a current, which is good. The winds have kind of died down a little bit compared to what they were out there in the river open area. Down to about 12 to 13. We will be coming under the first bridge. There is no bridges that open up on this side through this part of the canal. There will be when we get into the Alligator River before Albemarle Sound. It's called the Alligator River Swing Bridge. So, and they open, I believe, during daylight hours on demand. But we'll check into more of that. They are putting a new suspension bridge over, and eventually I'm sure that swing bridge will be closed. But right now it is open still to go through there while they are working on the bridge. And so we're going to get ready to go under a bridge here. And I'm going to see if I can get this off safely. further in. So, all right, I'm going to shut you off for a little bit. Alligator River Canal, and we will be coming out on the other side soon, where it's not so narrow. I'm about, I don't know, 17 nautical miles from my anchor place that I like to anchor, just because I'm closer to the Alligator River Bridge, and probably an hour and a half closer to Coinjock, other than anchoring in the little elbow when you come out here. So yeah. So this is where it gets a little narrower up here, and then it ends up opening up a little bit more. Then it opens up even more. So winds aren't too bad. Up there cut. Once you get up there, it goes to the, and then it goes to the port, and then it comes back around to the starboard side, where before it opens up. So that's where we are now. Woohoo! I haven't turned the autopilot really on since I've been in here. I'm still kind of getting used to the autopilot and don't want to, you know, get overconfident with it. And there's a lot of obstacles here. You really got to stay in the channel to be in, you know, 11 in the middle. To be 11 to 12, sometimes 13 feet of water, which is a little bit more than what my depth finder says, transducer. You got to add about 2 feet, whatever my transducer says. That's whatever that micro is sitting in the water line. If you want to go to the keel, you have to deduct 6 inches, roughly, 5. And from that amount that you see, Bridge overpass. It's about 65 feet clearance underneath it. I don't have to worry too much about that. But guess what? I met some friends. They went by me here. Jeremy and Virginia Dial. I knew they were up here further north of me, and we would probably pass each other somewhere along the way. And I'll have to look up the name of their boat, but I think it starts with an S, but I can't remember. But anyways, we just passed underneath that bridge back there, and I didn't realize it was them until they went past me. So sorry, I'm trying to stay on course here too. So yeah, so let me get over a little bit here and get in the middle of the channel again. It's a little bit more breezier here. It is wider in this one spot. So yeah, it's the wind has kind of picked up a little bit, but not bad. It's still coming out of the, looks like it's still coming out of the east. So I'm just trying to get back on course here. Sorry if I am making you seasick. So, get on course and talk at the same time and not run aground. You know, could you talk and chew gum at the same time and pat your head? So, but yeah. So let me just watch out for this obstacle. The wind is quite strong right now. And gusts. So I just want to get off this obstacle right up ahead. Get by that. Still in like 11, 12 feet of water right now. And we're doing about, I don't know, 6 knots over ground, 5'1" through the water. So yeah, so this is our view. Back there was the bridge where I met those guys. I actually went through the bridge before they came through, and he did say that his antenna went click, 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 click. So, and he's a lot taller. I think the clearance is 65, but the river might be a little higher because of maybe rain or something. But he said he's 61 is his height concern. That's probably not including the equipment. I'm not sure. But he was pretty close. So, all right, this is where we're at. A little wide before we get to the elbow. I'm probably about, maybe 9 miles from my anchorage. So yeah, turned out to be a nice, gorgeous day. That we had the motor through here. I'm not that good to sail through this narrow channel. So there we go. Woohoo! We are going. I'm kind of glad I went right now. Today, I will probably know better in the morning. Let's see what kind of weather. I do have my reservation and Coinjock. They'll call you in the morning to give you, you know, so you can tell them that you are going to be there. That's really nice of them to do that. I don't need to be next to the pump. I do need to be pumped out though. If I remember, I think they have a long hose that reaches for quite a ways. Alright, well, I guess the next time I'll pop on here, maybe when I can start to anchor. I was going to anchor in the elbows here, the 2 elbows, one and the other. North Mud Point, I forget what they call each other there. But I would be an hour or better or more from the put me an hour or so closer. And since I got plenty of daylight to get there. And it's pretty open, and I've been there before, so it's a little easier to get in and out. All right, we back. Okay, I wanted to see if this would show up first on here. So I just engaged the autopilot just to show you what my screen looks like. So it tells you here, you got the pilot, you can plus and negative to port or starboard. You can go minus 10 degrees, plus 10 degrees up, so that's the starboard. It also gives you the shear to wind. It tells you you're engaged in the autopilot. And this is your rudder locator, so it's telling you which way the rudder's going. And then, you know, this over here gives, I'm not sailing, but I've got it on my sailing part of it. So there's my speed through water. And it also tells me the apparent wind. It also tells me the wind direction. It also tells me the wind shift. There's my feet underneath my transducer. And here we are. Here's my boat. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a wheel in there too. So that wheel on my boat means that the autopilot is on. So the other thing that I'm going to show you too is this is my control head. I don't know if it's going to show up, but that's my control head, and you can do everything on that control head that you can do up here. Okay, you can disengage and engage, because here's your pilot control here, plus your pilot control on the screen, so I can disengage it well on here as well. Isn't that pretty cool now? Yeah. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and change degrees a little and see. Just stand by. Okay, sorry. I was like, woo! Okay. Didn't mean to drop you like that, but I had to have other hands. So, but we're back off the autopilot, and we're disengaged from the autopilot. And then you just hit this up here, and that hides that screen. But then you go up here for the data, and then there's my data again, my location, you know, where I'm at on the compass, and my speed over ground is 6.3. Okay, so that's just a scoop on my new chart plotter. That's just a part of what it can do. So it can do a lot more than that. All right, we are going to get off here for a bit. Talk to you later. Oop. I bumped it. I'm back, and I'm anchored. So yeah, I'm anchored in Alligator River. I want to say it's, I don't know, 2 hours, maybe 3 from the Alligator River Bridge, swing bridge, maybe a little less, I don't know, somewhere around in there, 2 to 3. And it's quite windy, so I'm anchored in this little area off the little dog leg that after you come out of the Alligator Pongo Canal, there's a couple little dog legs, and then there's another big dog leg, and it's about the closest anchorage I got to the bridge without going through the bridge on the other side. So yeah, it really wasn't bad. It was sunny. It was a little chilly, cool, but not bad. It wasn't hot, that's for sure. And the wind is really picking up, so I'm glad I got here. That's kind of what I planned on landing here, between 4 and 5, and I got here. I think I started dropping the anchor around, I think around 4:20 or something like that. So found my little spot. There is another boat out here, a power boat. I wanted to be not in front of them, I didn't want them in front of me right now, but I think the winds are supposed to change from the east. I think they're already starting to change towards the south. So that's what they're supposed to do overnight. Hopefully they won't be as bad as what they say they're going to be. And so, yeah. But anyways, I wanted to just, kind of show you that I am anchored here. And excuse my canvas work if you see it, because it was supposed to be done in the spring. I'm going to tell you a short little story. It was supposed to have been done in the spring of last year, April, actually before April. And I ended up leaving the area, and I told them I'd be back in October. Well, then I had autopilot issues and I couldn't get back there in October. So they just went ahead and got, they weren't happy with me. So, because I didn't get there. So they went ahead and just gave me back my deposit. And that's fine. So I have Intercoastal that's going to do it. They're from Oriental. And they do quite a few Pacific Sea crafts for Steve. And canvas work for him. And I'm going to have them, and I've got my time set up for, I think, the first week or so in October. So I have to be back in Beaufort by September, sometime in September, because I got to be out in the hard. I'm going to get my bottom painted and whatever else I need to get done, and then hopefully get back in the water. And then go, I hate to go over to Oriental. I'm not sorry, not to knock Oriental. It's just not my cup of tea. And it's Orientalist. So that's the story on the canvas work. And I have to put up with it. And whether I'll have canvas when I get there, I don't know. Because it may be falling all apart. Nothing left of it. Because it's lasted, I've had the boat, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Yeah, 3 years. So 4 years, sorry, 4 years. Come 4 years in May. So because, this canvas was not good then, and it's still not good. And I'm surprised that I still have some canvas. So, because I've repaired it a zillion times, and I'm sure you've heard the story. So, anyways, we're going to step out here, and I'm going to turn you around, and you can see, and it's probably not going to show how rough the waves are or anything, and the cameras just don't pick up that stuff very much, especially from above it. So yeah, so there's some wave action in here. I hope my mast is not going to make all kinds of noise. I may have to do something about one of the lines. So yeah, so we're anchored. I put, these are my bridle that goes onto the chain, and it keeps the pressure off this windlass. You don't want your chain, your boat, pulling on your windlass. So I have this bridle, and it goes back up here. Okay, I don't know what happened there. It shut off, so I see battery. I have no idea why it shut off. So anyways, we're out here at the front of the boat, in case it didn't record previous to that. So yeah, so we're out here anchored, and it's quite windy. It gets up to maybe 16, 17 right now. It's changed direction. It was out of the east. It's starting to go out of the southeast direction. I think it's supposed to change to southwest by morning. But we'll see. Everything is subject to change. So there's a boat right here. They were in here, and I wanted to be not really in front of them, but the wind's going to change. I should be just right alongside of them every time the wind changes, but we'll just see how it goes. And I didn't want to crowd them. I don't like to crowd people when they're already in the anchor. So So yeah, we got here, I don't know, 3:45-ish. Oh no, 3:41. I completely got done setting the anchor, everything on the. So I got here around 4:21 or 25 or something when I started dropping the anchor and dealing with that and all that good stuff. So I have a halyard that I'm going to have to stop changing here because you can hear it. But we're in between. We're in the off the Alligator Pungo canal, or the river. Actually, it's the Alligator River. We came out of the canal and we did a couple little dog legs, and we anchored here before, and it's probably about probably 10 feet of water, 9 feet of water. We got about 100 feet of chain out right now, just in case the winds pick up. Yeah, there wasn't as many crab pots in here as there usually is. There was some just as I started to come in out of the ICW, out of the channel. Usually I've seen more than that in here, and the anchorages where I have anchored, but they're a little further away. I wanted to be closer to the Alligator River Bridge so I can get across the sound and get over to Coinjock. They do know I'm coming, and they'll call me in the morning. So I'm just going to relax. I'm going to check the weather and see if we get out of here tomorrow. So that's about the size of it right now. I have my Starlink, so I'll be able to, if I don't have any cell service out here, at least I'll have my Starlink. It got a little chilly today. I'm out here, today is Friday. I left Anchorage over there at Alligator River, went underneath the swing bridge, no issues. So anyways, right now I'm in Albemarle Sound, and just whatever, way over there, back over there if you can see it. I don't know if it'll pick it up, but there's another sailboat. That's a Hinkley boat, 1987, I think, or something. But anyways, it's Blue Moon X. So I'm not going out on the deck because, for one thing, it's very roly-poly. I do have the head sail out. And so, actually, you know, it is a little wavy in here. I've been in worse. So, but yeah. So this is what we're doing. So we're motor sailing. And there's that Hinkley. They're Blue Moon X. Blue Moon X. I don't know if my GoPro's picking it up or not. But we're halfway across Albemarle Sound. And we've had sprinkles. And so we'll see how we do. Quite windy. Watching out for the crab pots. I don't know if it's picking up how kind of rough